In question 1, the two independent events K and L are like this. So Pk is equal to X. Probability of L is X plus 1/5. And they have given us probability of K intersection L. The key here is that the events are independent. When events are independent, K intersection L, the intersection of the two events is Pk multiplied by probability of L. So we know probability of K is X, probability of L is X plus 1 over 5, and it is equal to 3 over 20. That's what they have given here. So now we'll solve this one. Open this bracket first. X squared plus 1 over 5x equal 3 over 20. Now since we have factors involved here, let's get rid of them by multiplying by 20. So that this 20 gets cancelled and this 5 also gets cancelled. So we will be left with 20x squared plus 5 and 20 cancelled, so 4x equal to 20 and 20 cancel 3. Let's bring 3 also to the left side. X 20x squared plus 4x minus 3 equals to 0. And now we can just factor this and find the values of x. So this part gives us 2x plus 1 equal to 0, which is x is minus half. And this one gives us 10x minus 3 equal to 0, which gives us x equal to 3 over 10. Probability cannot be negative, so we will ignore this answer. This is the value of x.
In question 2, 7 participants in an art contest were ranked by 2 judges like this. Calculate correct to 3 decimal places the spearman's rank correlation coefficient for the scores of the judges. Comment on your results. Okay. The good part here is that they have already given ranks only, no scores, ranks. And accordingly, we will calculate the spearman's rank correlation coefficient. For that, the formula is R is 1 minus 6 sigma d square over n square minus 1. So for that, we need to know d first. So let's find the difference in ranks. That's d. So let me write d here. 3 minus 3 is 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. 7 minus 5, 4 minus 7, 1 minus 2. And we need square of d. So let me write d square here. To save space, let me do it. 0 square is 0. 2 square is 4. 1 square is 1. Again 1, negative 1 this time. Square is also positive 1. 4, 9, 1. And add all of them. This will be sigma d square. So sigma d square will be 4 plus 1, 5, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 9, 19 plus 1, 20. So what does R come out to be? It is 1 minus 6 sigma d square is 20 over n. There are 7 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 square is 49 minus 1. So 120, 7 times 48. We can divide it by 12. So 1 minus 10 over 28, which will be 18 over 28, right? Yeah, 18 over 28. And if you want to convert this to decimal, it will be 0.6428, or they said 3 decimal places, so it will be 0.643. B part says comment on results. What does this 0.643 means? That's what they're asking. So B part, this was A part. B part, we can say that the two judges gave moderately similar ranks. They are not very close. 0.643 is moderately close. It's not very close.
Okay, in question 3, they are giving us 4 forces. The first one is 3 newtons, 30-degree bearing. So this is 30-degree bearing and its magnitude is 3 newtons. The second one is 4 newtons and the bearing is 90 degree. This will be 90 degree bearing. Okay. Third one, 6 newtons, 135. So 135 will be in this direction. 6 newton. Alright. 7 newton, 240. Okay, 240 will be somewhere here. So these are the 4 forces. 3 newton, then 4 newton, then 6 newton and 7 newton. Since this is 30, so we can easily write 30 degrees here. So this is 90 degrees bearing, we know this is east. Okay, because bearing starts from north. Okay, the 6 newton is 135 degrees, that means this part is 90, so the remaining part is 45, that makes it 135 degrees. Alright, the fourth one is 240 degrees, so 180 is south, right? So 180 plus 60 will be 240 degrees. That's how I know the directions of each force. Alright, now we need to find the resultant of these forces. So first of all, we need to resolve these forces into components. So let me write some components. Alright, let's start with 3 newtons. Okay, since it is making 30-degree angle to the north, the component in this direction will be 3 cos 30 degrees. Why cos? Any angle, any component that makes angle with the main force is always cos. And the one on the opposite direction, this one, this component will be 3 sine 30 degrees. Now, let's go to 4 newton. Since this is along the east-west direction towards east, so no component is needed. 4 newton is 4 newton in this direction. 6 newton, because there is a 45-degree angle here, the cos will be on this direction. So it will be 6 cos 45 degrees in eastern direction. And the opposite is here, 6 sine 45 degrees. Right? Because angle was here, cos. Now, 7 newton, because angle is here, 60 degrees. So it will be 7 cos 60 degrees. And this will be 7 sine 60 degrees. So we have divided all the forces into different components. So now we will write them in terms of their components. So first we will write the x component of F1. So okay, the F1, the x component which is in horizontal direction is 3 sine 30. Okay, now in vertical direction it is 3 cos 30. And this is force 1. Let's write force 2. Okay, the force 2 is 4 newton and we know it is only in x direction 4, complete 4. There is no y direction, so it will be 0. F3. Okay, F3 will be 6 cos 45 in x direction. 6 cos 45 in x direction and 6 sine 45 in y direction. But now look, this 3 sine 30, this one is upwards. I took it as positive. So since 6 sine 45 is downwards, I have to take it negative. Otherwise it will create trouble. Let's go to F4. Okay, so x direction is 7 sine 60, but opposite to the ones I've taken positive. 4 newtons, 3 sine 30, 6 cos 45. So I have to write minus 7 sine 60. And the y direction is minus 7 cos 60. Now the question is, find the resultant of these forces. So basically we'll just add F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4. So we'll add the x components and y components separately. Okay, let's do it. 3 sine 30. Okay. So resultant, let's call it resultant force. 3 sine 30 from F1 plus 4 from F2 plus 6 cos 45 degrees from F3 minus 7 sine 60 from F4. Y component 3 cos 30 plus 0 minus 6 sine 45 degrees minus 7 cos 60 degrees. Alright, and now we'll use calculator to find what is the total of all forces in each component. So R will be, so I got these components when I use my calculator. Now the question was, find correct to 2 decimal places the resultant, and these are the components of the resultant, right? That means x1 will be 3.68 in positive direction here, and y component will be minus 5.1 downwards because negative was downwards. So minus 5.14. Because I've taken care of the direction, I can write it positive now. So the resultant will be this force. And using Pythagorean theorem, we can easily find it. So resultant will be square root of 3.68 square plus 5.14 square. And this comes out to be 6.32 newtons. This is not enough because in the resultant force we need to write the angle as well as the direction. So let's call it theta with east direction. Correct? So for finding theta we will use tan, because we know opposite is 5.14 and adjacent is 3.68. So theta will be tan inverse 5.14 over 3.68. And if I use my calculator, I get almost 5.54.4 degrees. So final resultant, I will write it is resultant is 6.32 newtons on a bearing of, since north is up, so 90 degrees here and 54.4 extra. So I'll add these two, it will become 144.4 degrees. That's the final answer. In question 4, there is a rod over a pole. So the ends of this pole are P and Q. Okay, the total length of this pole is 30 meters and the mass of the pole is 4 kg. So exactly in middle we will write its weight as 40 newtons, because they have given G is 10 meters per second squared. So Mg is the weight, 4 times 10 becomes 40 newtons. Alright. Boy is carrying it at peace. That means boy is standing and holding this pole upwards at P. And a man 8 meters away, so this is boy, and it is 8 meters away from Q, so this is 8 meters, and here is the man who is holding this pole. Alright, find the distance from P where a mass of 2 kg should be attached. So let's say it's here, and 2 kg will become 200 Newton force downwards, right? That is the weight, and let's call this distance x. Okay, because they are asking find the distance. Okay, so that the man's support is twice that of the boy. That means M, force M, which is the reaction force upwards, will be double of the reaction force by the boy. So M equal to 2B. And these are forces. Okay. Now we have to find x. So let's do one thing first. That let's select pivot at P. Okay. So if P is the pivot, will equate the clockwise and anti-clockwise moment. So from P, this 200 newtons will be clockwise. So 200, and the distance between 200 and P is x. This is the moment by 200 newtons. Now 40 is exactly in the middle of the pole. That means the distance from P till 40 is 15. So it will be 40 multiplied by 15, and it will be equal to the anti-clock by this way by the M force. So M multiplied by the distance between P and M is 22, because total is 30 and 8 will be subtracted from it, so 22. Alright, so let's write isolate M on this side, and it will become 200x plus 600 and divide by 22. If I bring this 22 to the other side by cross multiplication, it will divide. This is our equation number 1. Now in second part, let's choose M as the pivot. So there will be a counterclockwise, anti-clockwise moment from 40 newtons. So 40 multiplied by, so 8 is this, total is 15 up to 40, so it will be 7 meters, right? So 7 plus 200 will also be anti-clockwise, 200 multiplied by the distance between P and M is 22, so it will be 22 minus x, and that will be equal to clockwise, and clockwise will be by P. So it will be B reaction force from the boy, and the distance between them is 22. Alright, we can do the same thing like we did for the M. 280 plus 4400 minus 200 x equal to 22B, and we'll isolate B. 280 and 440 will be 4680 minus 200x over 22. Now they have given us that the reaction force by the man is twice of B, M equal to 2B. So M is 200x plus 600 over 22 is twice 4680 minus 200x over 22. Okay, and this 22 and this 22 can get cancelled out, so we will be left with 200x plus 600 equal to 9360 minus 400x. Alright, this 400x will go and add with this, it will become 600x, and this 600 will subtract from 9360. So the x will be 8760, yeah, divided by 600, which is 14.6 meters. Question 5, we have to solve this equation, and we can rewrite it like this: 3 square root x plus 5 minus 2 divided by square root x equal to 0. Why? Because power half is equivalent to square root, and because it's minus, so it became a denominator to make it positive. Alright, so now we can multiply the whole equation by square root x so that we get rid of the denominator here. So square root x multiplies with this, it becomes 3x. Then 5 multiplies with the square root x, it will become 5 square root x. And when we multiply square root x with the last term, square root x and square root x will get cancelled out, so we'll be left with minus 2 only. Okay, so now since the leading term x is a square of the middle term, that means it's kind of quadratic expression. And what can we do? We can assume square root x equal to t, and that's how it will become quadratic. So we'll square both sides. This gives us x equal to t square. So square root x is t and x is t square. So we will write now the new quadratic equation. 3t square plus 5t minus 2 equal to 0. And now we'll factor this to get our answer. So 3t square plus 16 minus 2 equals 0. t plus 2 minus 1t plus 2 equal to 0. 3t minus 1 and t plus 2. That's the factor. Now this part gives us 3t minus 1 equal to 0, so t is 1 over 3. This second part gives t plus 2 equal to 0, where t is minus 2. But if you remember, our assumption was that square root x is t. So we'll go back to square root x and square both sides. So this gives us x equal to 1 over 9 positive. And if I write square root x equal to minus 2 and then square both sides, this gives us x equal to 4. These are the two answers. In question 6, there is a line xy. The coordinates of x are 1, minus 2, and the coordinates of y are 5, 3. Okay, there's a point P, say here. Internally, it divides it into a ratio of 2 and 3. So, this part is 2 units and this part is 3 units of that division. Find the coordinates of P. So, when we want to find the coordinates of P, which divides into a certain ratio, what do? The formula is that this part of the ratio multiplies with the coordinates on the opposite side. So what I mean is this: 2 multiplied by 5 then adds this ratio multiplied by the x coordinate on the other side. So 3 times 1 and divided by the sum of the ratio, 2 plus 3. This is x coordinate. Y coordinate will be 2 times y coordinate of the other side plus 3 times y coordinate of the other side divided by 2 plus 3 again, and that will be the coordinate. So 10 plus 3, 13 divided by 5, and 6 minus 6, 0 divided by 5 is 0. This is the coordinate. Part B. Equation of the straight line that passes through n, 3, 5 and P. So let's say n is here. And the coordinates of n are 3, minus 5. And this is the line which passes through P and n. Okay. This is the line. Okay. So now, for finding the equation of a line that passes through 2 points, we need a gradient first. So gradient of Pn will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is the y coordinate of one of the points, minus 5 minus, what is the y coordinate of P? 0, divided by x coordinate, which is 3 minus 13 over 5. Okay, that comes out to be minus 5 divided by 15 minus 2 over 5. Alright, and if I simplify this, minus 5 multiplied by 5 over 2, which is minus 25 over 2. This is the gradient, and let's try to find the equation by the formula y minus y1 equal to x minus x1. This is how we can find the equation of a line. Alright, so y minus y coordinate of any one point. Let's take this point, 3 minus 5. So it will be minus 5 here. Gradient we know now, 25 over 2. X minus x1. x1 is 3. And now we will write the equation y plus 5 equal to minus 25 over 2x minus 3. These two can multiply here, so 2y plus 10 equal to minus 25x plus 75. Bring everything to the left side, it will become 25x plus 2y 10 minus 75 minus 65 equal to 0. This is the equation of that line. Question 7, A part, says find the sum of the series, this one. So they have not mentioned up to which number, that means it has to be sum to infinity. Okay, and sum to infinity formula is a over 1 minus r, and the requirement is that the ratio, common ratio r must be less than 1. And it is less than 1. Let's find r first. Second term divided by first term. Or you could have done the third term divided by second term. Okay, that gives us r, which is 1/4. Okay, and a we already know, a is the first term, 32. So just substitute that as infinity will be a 32, 1 minus 1/4, which is 32 divided by 3/4, or 32 multiplied by 4/3, and that comes out to be 128 over 3. Part B. Simplify these two. Okay, so I'll write them first. 1 minus square root 2 over square root 5 minus square root 3 minus 1 plus square root 2 over square root 5 plus square root 3. Now, if you can notice, this denominator is the conjugate of the other denominator. So we can multiply them with each other. So multiply this whole fraction by this numerator as well as denominator. Basically, we are multiplying by 1. We are rationalizing the denominator. So 1 minus square root 2 multiplied by square root 5 plus square root 3 divided by this multiplied by this. For that we will use this identity. A plus b, a minus b is a square minus b square, and square of a, which is 5 in this case, is complete 5, minus square of square root 3 will be 3. So minus 1 plus square root 2 is the other numerator. We multiply this by square root 5 minus square root 3 divided by same 5 minus 3. Now we'll multiply them one by one with each other. 1 multiplied by square root 5 is square root 5 plus square root 3, then square root 2 multiplied by square root 5 is square root 10 minus square root 10 minus square root 6. Okay, so we multiply them one by one. Next, minus, and I'll put a bracket here because this minus is going to affect everything inside. So I will keep it there. So 1 multiplied by square root 5 minus square root 3 plus square root 10 minus square root 6. divided by, both of them have same denominator now, 2, 5 minus 3. Okay, so now let's open the bracket. So square root 5 plus square root 3 minus square root 10 minus square root 6 will remain same, but this will become minus square root 5 plus square root 3 minus square root 10 plus square root 6 over 2. And we can see that square root 5 and minus square root 5 are same, that they will get cancelled out. Minus square root 6 plus square root 6, and rest both of them are same. So square root 3 plus square root 3 will be 2 square root 3. Square root 10 minus square root 10 will be minus 2 square root 10 over 2. Okay, so let's take 2 common from the upper numerator. Square root 3 minus square root 10 will be left inside. Over 2, 2 and 2 get cancelled. So the final answer is square root 3 minus square root 10.
Question 8. Without using mathematical tables or calculator, find in surd form this value. Alright, tan 22.5 degrees. Can I write this as tan 45 minus 22.5 degrees? Yeah, because 45 minus 22.5 is again 22.5. Let me expand this right side by using this identity. Tan A minus B is tan A minus tan B over 1 plus tan A tan B, right? So that's what I will write here. Tan 45 minus tan 22.5 degrees over 1 plus tan 45 degrees times tan 22.5 degrees. Yeah, and this is equal to tan 22.5 degrees. Let's assume that tan 22.5, which is our question, is equal to say y. So it becomes y equal to tan 45 is 1. It is known to us. No need to use any calculator for this. Minus y over 1 plus 1 times y. Yeah, and now cross multiply. Y plus y square equal to 1 minus y. Let's bring everything to the left side. It becomes y square, and this will be 1y, and this will be plus 1y. So 2y minus 1 equal to 0. Since we can't use calculators, so let's use a quadratic formula for this. So a is 1, b is 2, c is negative 1. So y, which is tan 22.5 originally, is equal to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4a negative 1. Okay, over 2 times 1. So minus 2 plus minus square root 4 plus 4 over 2. So that is minus 2 plus minus square root 8 over 2. Square root 8 can be broken into two parts. So minus 2 plus minus square root 4 times square root 2. That's how I can break square root 8. So it becomes minus 2 plus minus, this is 2, and square root 2 remains square root 2 over 2. Now we can divide up and down both by 2. Let's divide both up and down by 2. So finally, what do we get here? If minus 2 divides by 2, we get minus 1. Then this 2 square root 2 divided by 2, 2 and 2 will cancel. So only square root 2 is left. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. Denominator is 1. So basically we can write answer as plus minus square root 2 minus 1. That is the final answer. Okay, but we know The tan 22.5 is an acute angle which is in first quadrant when all the ratios are positive. That means we will have to remove this negative part because negative and negative both will be given negative answer. So final answer square root 2 minus 1. That is the value of tan 22.5. Question number 9a. Find the range of values for x of x for which this is true. So what should we do first? Let's bring everything to the left side. Since 9x and 5 came to the left side, nothing left, so we wrote 0 here. Now we can factor this. 2 times 5 is 10, so I can write this as 2x squared minus 10x plus x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. 2x can be taken common here, x minus 5 plus 1, x minus 5, 2x plus 1, x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. So what happens that after this, many students, not most, but many students, they just treat it like a equation. So they write what? 2x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0 or x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0 and they get two answers. No, not at all. This is the wrong method of doing. What you should do instead is that find the roots. And roots will be similar way, 2x plus 1 equal to 0, 2x equal to negative 1, so x is equal to negative 1 over 2, this is the first root. X minus 5 equal to 0, so x equal to 5, second root. Right? These are the roots we got. Now, plot these two roots on a number line. Suppose this is the number line, 5 will be somewhere here, negative half, suppose it is here, negative half. And look at the leading coefficient. This leading coefficient of the inequality, which was the original one, was positive, correct? So the graph of this particular inequality will be like this, opening up. Whenever we have leading coefficient positive, it opens up. If it is negative, it opens down like this, something like this, all right? So why is this useful? It is useful because it gives us answer. We want the parts which are greater than or equal to 0, that means positive. This part is positive, isn't it? And this part is positive. Y I'm talking about, okay? If it is equal to y, we assume. So overall value of this is positive in these two parts, and these two parts are starting and ending from here. So the first answer will be that we write answer in terms of x only. There was no y. Y is my creation. So in place of solutions, we write x is less than negative half and x is greater than 5. These are the two ranges of values of x for which this will be true. Okay. B part. Write down in ascending powers of x the binomial expansion of 2 plus x to the power 6 minus 2 minus x to the power 6. Okay. So 2 plus x to the power 6. This negative in between we'll take care later. Let's do it separate here. 2 minus x to the power 6. Okay, and this negative in between is kept aside. I will just focus on expansion first. So they're saying write down in ascending power of x the binomial expansion of this. That means I have to expand it fully. So I need some space for this and I will start from here. So we start with the exponent which is here 6. C and 0. Since they're saying ascending power, so let's write x first. And power. No power to x, that makes it ascending. That means 0 powers we are starting with. The second term will get all the powers. So 0 plus 6 has to be equal to 6. Now in subsequent terms, we'll keep on increasing it by 1, the exponent of x by 1 and this number by 1, and reduce these exponents by 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6 again. Third term, 6c2 x to the power 2, 2 to the power 4. And let me complete this as well as the next one. So I'm done here. I have expanded both, and now I will simplify them one by one. So 6c0 is 1, and x to the power 0 is 1, 2 to the power 6 is 64. And this is how I will do it, and I will expand this, every one. Now they are expanded, and the highlights of the right side expansion is that every odd exponent, it was x to the power 1, x to the power 3 and x to the power 5, they remain negative, but the even ones, x to the power negative x to the power square, will become positive. And now because there is a negative in between, I will just write them one by one. So this becomes 64, this becomes 32 times 6, which is 192 x. 15 times 16 will be 240. Okay, then we have this 20 times 8, 160. 15 times 4 is 60. Plus 6 times 2, 12. Plus x to the power 6. This is in ascending powers of x. But now we have to write minus. And we will write the expansion of this one, which is 64, exactly same. Did I write 119? It will be 192. So minus 192x plus 240 x square minus 160 x cube plus 60 x to the power 4 plus minus 12 x to the power 5 plus x to the power 6. Now look, because of this negative, whichever are positive will become negative, and whichever are negative will become positive. That means these ones which become negative will cancel out, like 64 and 64 will cancel out, 240 and 240 x square cancel out, 60 x to the power 4 and 60 x to the power 4, similarly x to the power 6 and x to the power 6, they will cancel out, but others will add up. So 192 minus means positive, they will add 384 x. Similarly 160 will become 320 x cube, and this 12 will become 24 x to the power 5. This is the expansion in ascending powers of x. Using your result in B1, that one, evaluate this. So we have this answer. So somehow if we find the value of x in these cases, we'll get it. So second part becomes 2 plus 0.01 to the power 6 minus 2 minus 0.01 to the power 6. That's how we can write it. And clearly we can see that 0.01 is x. So now we have our whole expansion ready with us. We'll just substitute each x by 0.01 and we'll get the solution. So let me write it here. Here. So 384 is first. 384 0.01 to the power how much? Just 1, nothing. Plus 320 0.01 cube, and then plus 24 0.01 to the power 5. Okay, so now we can just expand them and find the answer. So 0.01 is 0.01 only, so it will be 3.84 because there are two decimal places. So the decimal place originally is here, it will go two places to the here, it becomes 3.84. If you are not comfortable, please use your calculator. Plus there are two places here, but it is cubed, that means 6 places it has to go. So 1 2 3 and 3 zeros before this. 1 2 3 zeros and then 3 2 0. Here it will go 2 places, but there are 5 exponents, that means 10 places it has to go in front of this. So 2 places are already there, they will have to have 8 zeros before this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 2 4, and we can add because none of them have same, so 3.84, there are zeros, 8 zeros here, so we'll have this 0 and then 3 2. And how many zeros are the, how many places are these? 1 2 3 4 5 6, that means 6 of them are taken care of. 2 more zeros we have to write. First we have to write this 0 also, and then 2 zeros and 2 4. This is the expansion of their question, but they said the answer should be in 4 decimal places. So 1 2 3 4, we'll stop here. This will be the answer. Let me write it here. It's 3.8403. That's the answer. Okay, let's go on to the next question, which is question number 10. A circle x squared minus 2x minus 2y minus 5 with center O is cut by line this, okay, at points P and Q. Show that QO, O is the center, right? Yeah, QO is perpendicular to PO. Okay, so let me try to visualize this first. So suppose this is the circle, a potato kind of circle. This is the line and this is O. Okay, and it is intersecting here at P and Q. Okay, so they're saying that show that QO, all right, is perpendicular to PO. Okay, so this angle is 90 degrees. That's what they're trying to say. Okay, what can I do first? I will write the coordinates of the center, because the coefficient of x square and y square is 1, so it's very easy. It's negative half of negative 2, that will be just 1 x coordinate of center, and negative half of negative 4 will be 2. This is the center. Okay, now next thing is to find the coordinates of this. That's my plan. I will find the coordinates, find the gradient of this and gradient of this, and if they are negative reciprocal of each other, it will prove that they are perpendicular, right? So let's find the coordinates of P and Q. And how will we find that? Because these line and circle are intersecting there, that means the y value will be same for both. Let me substitute this y, 2x plus 5, into here. So it will become x square plus y. In place of y, I will write 2x plus 5 square minus 2x minus 4, 2x plus 5 minus 5 equal to 0. Each y replaced by 2x plus 5. Let's expand this and this. X square plus 4x square plus 25 plus a square plus b square plus 2ab. 2 times 2x 4x times 5 is 20x. Minus 2x minus 8x minus 20 minus 5. I hope I have not made any mistake here. Please let me know in comments if there is any mistake anywhere. I will accept my mistake. So 20x minus 2x is 18x, and what is this? Minus 2x minus 8x, yeah. So 20 minus 10 is 10x. 25 minus 25 is 0, equal to 0. So let's take 5x common here. We are left with x plus 2 equal to 0. So this gives us x equal to 0. This gives us x equal to minus 2. So that means the x coordinate of this one is 0. X coordinate of this is minus 2. Let's find y coordinate, and I will use the equation of the line, this one, okay, to find y coordinate. The circle equation is a little complicated, so it's easy to do that because it is P and Q lie on the line as well, so I'll use that one. So for P, the y coordinate of P, y equal to 2x, 2 times 0 plus 5, which is 5. And for Q, 2 times minus 2 plus 5, which is minus 4 plus 5 equal to 1. So it is 2, 1. Now we will write gradient of PO, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is y2? Let's say this is y2, this is y1, 2 minus 5. And this is x2, 1 minus 0, which comes out to be minus 3 over 1 minus 3. Now the gradient of QO. So QO will be again y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again I'll take 2 as y2. So 2 minus 1 over 1 minus 2. It is 2 minus 1 is 1. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So 1 over 3 and minus 3. So we can see here that the gradient of PO is negative reciprocal of gradient of QO. That's why PO is perpendicular to QO. Proved. Question 11. Given that this is a matrix M, find inverse of this matrix. Okay, straightforward question. They're simply asking us to find the inverse of this. So M inverse will be 1 of the determinant here, and this column will change their place. So 2, 3, and they will not change their place, but they will change their signs. Minus 4 minus positive 5. So let's find the determinant of this, which is 3 times 2 6 minus 5 times 4 20, negative 20, so which is 26. So we get 1 over 26, that is inverse. 2 5 minus 4 3, or if you want to write it, you can write like this: 2 over 26, 5 over 26, negative 4 over 26, and 3 over 26. Alright, that's the A part. Number 2 part, the image of 1 minus 1 under this matrix. So 2 over 26, negative 4 over 26, 5 26, and 3 out of 26. And the point is 1 minus 1. We'll write it like this. So 2 times 26 times 1. Okay. 5 over 26 times minus 1. It becomes minus 5 out of 26. Second, minus 4 over 26 times 1. And is it negative 3? No, it is not. It's just 3. 3 out of 26 minus 1. So minus 3 over 26. That's the image. And that comes out to be how much? 2 minus 5 is negative 3 over 26, and negative 7 over 26. That's the one. If you want to write, image is negative 3 over 26, comma, negative 7 over 26. B. Two linear transformations are this. So if xy is transformed, what will be the matrix? They're saying write down the matrix P and Q. Resultant is 5x plus 3y. That means x multiplies with 5 in first case, and 3y in this case, and 6 for. So this becomes P. What about Q? Q will be 4 minus 3 and negative 6, 5 by same logic. Question number 12. A box contains 5 blue, 7 green and 4 red balls. 3 balls are picked from the box one after the other without replacement. Okay, that means they don't put it back. Find the probability of picking 2 green balls and a blue ball. That means they're removing 2. So probability, that is the A part, probability of 2 green balls and a blue ball. Okay, but they have not given the sequence of the balls. So what do we do here? We write first the probability of green if it is the first one. Okay, so it will be 7 out of total they are 16. 7 plus 5 12 plus 4 16. Then again next will be the green, which will be 6 out of 15 because it's without replacement. So even the green as well as the selection total number of balls reduced. So that's why it is 6 over 15 now. And the third one is blue. Blue is 5. It has not been taken out. So all 5 but out of 14 this time. This is one case. But this blue can be anywhere, second ball or first ball, we don't know. So we'll have to write right here 3C1. Okay, to see that blue is at some place and that their sequences, all sequences are taken care of. And 3C1 is 3, so I will just write 3 times 7 times 6 times 5 over 16 times 15 times 14. And let's try to cancel them. 2 and 3 times 5 is 15, this 5 and that 5. Cancel out this 2 again. Cancel this 6, 3. So nothing is left on top. We are left with 3 out of 16. That's the probability. Let's say what is B? No blue balls. So let's try to answer it this way, that there are blue balls which are 5, and let's write other balls which are how much? 7 plus 4, 11. Green and red, 11. Right? They said they don't want any blue ball. Right? That is B part. That means it will be probability of other color and other color. Right? No blue ball. So out of 16 we have 11 others. So 11 out of 16 is the possibility of other ball, other color. Then we have 10 out of 15 and then we have 9 out of 14. This is the probability that all 3 balls are of other color but not blue. So let's try to minimize this also. 3. Okay, 3 cancels with this. 7. So 11 times 3 is 33. And 16 times 7 is 112. So are they, okay, we can't simplify this. That's the answer. Now see, at least one green ball, at least one. That means we do not want a case of other, and here other is non-green. Similarly, we'll do just like what we did here, but this times we want at least one green. That means we don't want this case where there are only other balls. We don't want this. So we will write probability 1 minus other. This will ensure that we get at least one green ball. So 1 minus, what is the probability of other than green? So green, these 7 are gone. So 5 plus 4, 9 are the ones. So 9 out of 16 times 8 out of 15 times 7 out of 14. These are the cases we don't want, and it will ensure that we get at least one green ball. So 7 and 14, 2 times 4, 4 times 4, 3 times 5, 3 times 3. So nothing is left. 1 minus 3 out of 20. Yeah, which is 17 out of 20. That's the probability. D, 3 balls of same color. Okay, so in D part, they're asking the probability of either green, 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 or blue, 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 or red, red, red. These are the 3 possibilities when all 3 colors are same. So what will be green, green, green? Green is 7. So 7 out of 16, 6 out of 15, and 5 out of 14. Plus blue, there are 5 blues. 5 out of 16, 4 out of 15, and 3 out of 14. Then red, there are 4 reds. 4, 3, and 2. Let's not cancel this time because I want the denominators to be same. So 16 times 15 will be 240 times 14, 3360. This is 42 times 5, 210. 20 times 3, 60. And 12 times 2, 24. That comes out to be 294 over 3360. So let's write it. 294 divided by 3360. 7 out of 80. This is the answer of D part. Alright, what about the next one? Question number 13. The age is X in years, okay? A group of 18 adults have the following statistics, okay? Done. Calculate the mean age. So we will focus on mean age. And what is mean age? Mean age, let's say X bar is sigma X, total of all the ages divided by how many they are. Sigma X is given 745 and they are 18. So which is 41.7. Okay, almost 4. 41.38 or 39 we can write. This is the mean age. Part 2, standard deviation of the ages of the adult correct to 2 decimal places. So second part, we have to write standard deviation, which is square root sigma x square over n minus mean square. Yeah, so it will be how much? Sigma x square is given 33951 over 18 minus 41.388. Okay, 389. Let's write it this way, square. So let me use my calculator. By the time I do this, I would request you to subscribe to my channel and motivate me to make many more videos like this. This channel of mine is only dedicated to Wassce exams. Thank you very much. So my standard deviation here comes out to be 3.16. They're saying 2 decimal places, right? So 1577. So we can write 16. This is the standard deviation. This is also years. B, one person leaves the group and the mean age of the remaining 17 is 41 years. So 17, let's write B part. So 17 people now and their mean age now is how much? 41 years. Okay. Find the age of the person who left. So there are mean, which is 41, will be equal to total sum of the ages of all the people divided by 17, correct? But this sigma x is unknown to us. This sigma x previous one was for 18 people. So from 745, if we remove the age of that person, let's call it A, that becomes sigma x now, because we have removed the person who has left. And that's what we are going to do here now. So we will write 41 equal to 745 minus A divided by 1741. So it multiplies here. 697 equal to 745 minus A. So bring A to the left side. 745 minus 697, which is 48 years. That is the age of the person, 48 years. Okay. Standard deviation of the remaining 7 in adults. All right. So we'll use the exactly same formula what we used here, this one. So sigma for standard deviation now will be sigma x square. From this x square also we have to subtract the square of this number. We already got the age of the person who left. So 33951 minus 48 square. It comes out with 31647. 31647 over 17 they are now, minus the mean of the new group is 41 square. Just put this and you'll get the standard deviation of the remaining 17 people. And it comes out to be 13.4, there's two decimal places, 438. So 44 we can write years. It is more than before because the person with 48 years has left the group. All right, the next question, three forces. This is one, this is second, and this is third. Act on a body of mass 5 kg. Find correct to nearest whole number the magnitude of the resultant force. Okay, so we'll just add these three forces and we'll get the resultant. So resultant force equal to, let's write 0I, so 0I minus 63J. So I'm writing them in column notation so that it is easy to add. Next is 32.14 I and 38.3J. Then 14I minus 24.25J, and they want resultant magnitude of the resultant force. Okay, so 0 plus 32.14 plus 14 will be 46.14. Okay, now 38 minus 63 minus 24 minus 48.95. And now we have to find the magnitude of this resultant force, which will be square of 46.14 plus minus 48.95 square. Comes out to be 67.26827. We can write 27 newtons. This is the magnitude of the resultant force. B, direction of the resultant force. Direction. So 46.14 is in positive direction this way. 46.14. 48.95 is downwards. So the resultant force will be in this direction. And this will give us the angle. This angle theta will be tan inverse opposite 48.95 over 46.14. Do not put negative because we have taken care by drawing it down. Okay, 46.69, 46.7 degrees. We can write So the direction of resultant force is 46.7 degrees downside of positive x direction. All right, this is the answer. C part, acceleration of the body. So we know that net force, which is resultant in this case, is equal to mass times acceleration. So we got net force, how much? 67.27. 67.27 is equal to mass is 5 times acceleration, divide both sides by 5. So the acceleration will be 1 times 315 times 4, 22 times 5, 45 meters per second square. That's the acceleration. This is number 15. Two particles P and Q move towards each other along a straight line MN. Okay. So this is the straight line MN. 51 meters long. Okay. So distance is 51 meters long. P starts from M with a velocity of 5 meters per second. Okay, and constant acceleration of 1 meter per second. So U is 5 and acceleration is 1 meters per second. Q starts from N at the same time with velocity 6 meters per second. And constant acceleration A equal to 3 meters per second square. But keep in mind, if we combine both, these both will be negative. They are in opposite direction of this. Just keep in mind, okay? Find the time when the particles are 30 meters apart. They are originally 51 meters apart. They want them to travel so that the distance between them is remaining is 30 meters. That means they travel 21 meters together. So if I say S1 is for P and let's write SP rather. SP is for the distance traveled by P and SQ is the distance traveled by Q. So the total SP and SQ, SP plus SQ will be 21 meters so that they are 30 meters apart. Okay. Find the time. We have to find time. So we should use the formula which is S equal to UT plus half AT square, because both of them are starting at the same time. They will take same time to reach at a distance which is 30 meters apart. So suppose this and this is 30 meters, right? That means this distance plus distance has to be 21. 51 minus 30, 21. And that's what we're going to do. So SP, UT, U is 5, T plus half AT square. A is 1 and T square is T square plus. Now, in this case, we don't have to write negative because we are talking about the distance. Total distance traveled by them is 21. So direction is not important. It is how much distance they travel. So U in this case is 6T plus half 3T square and it is equal to 21 meters. So let's get rid of this. No, not yet. 5T plus 6T, 11T. Half plus 3 over 2. Half plus 3 over 2 will be 4 over 2. That means 2T square is 21. Yeah, this is half. This is 3 over 2. Add them in your calculator, you'll get 2. So 2T square. Both are T squares. So let's make a quadratic equation out of this. And we'll find T. Obviously one of the T's will be a negative T, that we will ignore, but let's see what we get here. 2 times 21 is 42. So 2T square plus 14T minus 3T minus 21 equal to 0, that is t plus 7 here. So this gives me t equal to negative 7. This gives me 2t equal to 3. So t is 3 divided by 2, 1.5 seconds. So this will reject because time cannot be negative. So this is the answer, 1.5 seconds. Question was, find the time when the particles are 30 meters apart. It is 1.5 seconds after they start moving. They are 30 meters apart. They have traveled 21 meters by then. Okay. When do they meet? Now in place of 21, they have traveled a whole of length 51 meters. So we'll use the same equation, but in place of 21 we will write 51. So what we got on the left side, this one, right? 11t plus 2 t square equal to 51. So quadratic equation becomes 2t square plus 11t minus 51 equal to 0. So I will now write 17t minus 60. You might be wondering, how do I get these? There is a special way of doing this. I have not prepared any video on this, but you can search YouTube. You'll find many videos how to factor this. So 2t t plus 8.5 minus 6 t plus 8.5. Okay, so we get 2t minus 6 and t plus 8.5. So what do we get here? 2t equal to 6, and here we get t equal to negative 8.5. Obviously this is not possible. That is possible. So t is 6 divided by 2, 3 seconds. They meet after 3 seconds. Velocity of p is 3/4 of velocity of q. This one needs some different approach. Okay, let's use this space. So v equal to u plus at, right? So their velocities, the language is not right. Velocities cannot be equal or 3/4 because they are in opposite direction. But what they mean is speed. Speed of p is 3/4 of speed of q, because direction is to be ignored in this case. So Vp will be what? U5 plus 1 t. Vq will be, initial velocity is 6 plus 3t. And they're saying that velocity of p is 3/4 of velocity of q. Velocity of p, this one, 5 plus t, is 3/4 of the velocity of 6 plus 3t. And now we can multiply here 4. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 40. And 3 multiplies here, 18 plus 90. So 18 goes to the left, t comes to the right. So 20 minus 18 equal to 90 minus 40. 2. 9 minus 4 is 5t. Divide both sides by 5. No, yeah. So 5 and 5 cancel. T is 2/5, which is 0.4 seconds. That's the answer. So velocity of p is 3/4 of velocity of q after 0.4 seconds. All three parts answered, and this concludes this exam. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click on the thumbs up icon and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to make many more videos in future too. Thank you so much.